Hey, if we want the horizontal asymptotes of this, then we want to take the limit as x approaches infinity, and we also want to consider the limit as x approaches negative infinity. Now, as x approaches infinity, the first step would be to divide everything by 2 to the x. And if I do that, I'm going to end up getting 5 over 2 to the x minus 1, plus 1 over 1 over 2 to the x minus 1. And then it's still going to be the limit as x approaches infinity of all of that. Now, what happens as x goes towards infinity is that this one heads towards 0. That one also heads towards 0. So you would just get 1 over 1, which is 1. So y equals 1, that would be one of your horizontal asymptotes. And of course, that's not there. So that is a sign that I forgot about the sign over here, that there should have been a negative down there, which would have carried over here to a negative, which means y equals -1 is one of your horizontal asymptotes. Now, we still want to do the same kind of approach when we're dealing with the limit as x approaches negative infinity. And we would still end up with the same stuff. It's going to be 5 over 2 to the x plus 1, blah, blah, blah. But if you were to plug in negative infinity there, you'd kind of end up with an issue. So it turns out you don't actually want to take the same approach. What you want to do is leave it the way it was, and then when you plug in the negative infinity, it's going to look a little funny. It's going to be 5 plus 2 to the negative infinity, which is the same thing as saying 5 plus 1 over 2 to the infinity. So that means that your bottom is going to be getting super big, which means that this actually heads towards 0. So both of these guys are going to head towards 0, which means you're just going to be left with 5 over 1 as your horizontal asymptote. Now, at this point, you can just call that 5. So y equals 5 is your other horizontal asymptote. Therefore, the answer is E.